Namaram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraya Nashta Prayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavati Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuti Mokam Karoti Vachalam Bhangam Lakya Dekire Yat Kripatam Hamande Shri Guru Dinadarina Paramananda Madhava Shri Chaitanya Ishvara Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhugale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Naginamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shambhavi Pashati Vishatari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we start reading from 4th canto, 22nd chapter and sloka number 10. How Prithu Maharaj met the 4 Kumaras. Please chant the sloka. Adhana api te dhanya.
Adhana api te dhanya.
Sadhavo grahame dinaha.
Sadhavo grahame dinaha.
Yadgrihahi arhavaryampu.
Yadgrihahi arhavaryampu.
Trina bhumishwarashvaraha.
Trina bhumishwarashvaraha.
Synonyms: Adhanaha, not very rich. Api, although. They, Danyaha, glorious. Sadhavaha, saintly persons. Grihametinaha, persons who are attached to family life. Yet Grihaha, whose house. He certainly. Arhavarya, the most worshipable. Ambu, water. Trina, grass. Bhumi, land. Ishvara, the master. Avaraha, the servants. Translation: a person who is not very rich and is attached to family life becomes highly glorified when saintly persons are present in his home. The master and servants who are engaged in offering the exalted visitors water, a sitting place, and paraphernalia for reception are glorified, and the home itself is also glorified. Mani Jain Mataji, can you read the purport?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Materially, if a man is not very rich, he is not glorious. And spiritually, if a man is too attached to family life, he is also not glorious. But saintly persons are quite ready to visit the house of a poor man or a man who is attached to material family life. When this happens, the owner of the house and his servants are glorified because they offer water for washing the feet of a saintly person, sitting places, and other things to receive him. The conclusion is that if a saintly person goes to the house of even an unimportant man, such a person becomes glorious by his blessings. It is therefore the Vedic system that a householder invite a saintly person in his home to receive his blessings. This system is still current in India, and therefore saintly persons, wherever they go, are hosted by the householders, who in turn get an opportunity to receive transcendental knowledge. It is the duty of a sannyasi, therefore, to travel everywhere just to favor the householders, who are generally ignorant of the value of spiritual life. It may be argued that all householders are not very rich, and that one cannot receive great saintly persons or preachers because they are always accompanied by their disciples. If a householder is to receive a saintly person, he has to receive his entourage also. It is said in the Shastras that Durvasa Muni was always accompanied by 60,000 disciples, and that if there was a little discrepancies in their reception, he would be very angry and would sometimes curse the host. The fact is that every householder, regardless of his position or economic condition, can at least receive saintly guests with great devotion and offer them drinking water, for drinking water is available always. In India, the custom is that even an ordinary person is offered a glass of water if he suddenly visits, and one cannot offer him food stuff. If there is no water, then one can offer a sitting place, even if it is not on straw mats. And if one has no straw mat, he can immediately cleanse the ground and ask the guest to sit there. Supposing that a householder cannot even do that, then with folded hands, he can simply receive the guest, saying welcome. And if he cannot do that, then he should feel very sorry for his poor condition and shed tears and simply offer obeisances with his whole family, wife and children. In this way, he can satisfy any guest, even if the guest is a saintly person or a king. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Adhana apite danyaha sadavo gruhamedinaha yadgrihahi arhavaryammu prina bhumishwareshwaraha. Translation: a person who is not very rich and is attached to family life becomes highly glorified when saintly persons are present in his home. The master and servants were engaged in offering the exalted visitors water, a sitting place, and paraphernalia for reception are glorified, and the home itself is also glorified. Hi Krishna. So this is about Atiti Seva, like how we are supposed to do. So what is the real meaning of Atiti? Atiti means what?
Guest.
A person who don't come without telling, without prior information.
Without no fixed time.
Who comes without.
Yes. So somebody who's coming without informing you prior. Guest means what? He can also, nowadays we have WhatsApp and everything, and then you, book your date, or you just say, I'm coming on this day, on this time. That is not Atiti. As Motherji said, yes, some guest. Guest means what? There are two types. One is already pre-planned, and you arrange your, lunch or dinner for them or breakfast, and they come at your home. It's been already planned. Now that is the one type. But real Atiti means Titi means time, and Atiti, somebody who comes without informing you at some point of the time, and you go near the door and you're like surprised to see that person. That is Atiti, the surprise visit. So here, but then Lord Vishnu has already informed the Guru Maharaj that the four Kumaras will come. But still, this is like an Atiti that the four Kumaras have come. And then what should we do? And here it is said, when such people come, the exalted people, they have to offer water or a sitting place, paraphernalia, and receptions. And the person gets glorified and the home itself gets glorified. Actually, when pure devotees, they travel, they are not like, they can take a room in the ISKCON temple, or, for example, even Navnishta Prabhu was traveling and at different places. And some of you are here who were so fortunate to honor him, to give him prasad. You had association with Prabhu. So, Sadhu Sangha. Actually, Prabhu could have stayed in any part of this world, in ISKCON temples, or he can, take a hotel also. But why is he coming? It's not like they are in need of something. Actually, it's glory for you. The home itself gets glorified when we serve such pure devotees of the Lord. Now the whole family gets glorified. So that's because as grihasthas, we are supposed to do it. We are supposed to give help the sannyasis, brahmacharis. So as giving charity. So in that way, the whole house gets purified. So here it is said, when the four Kumaras came, Prithu Maharaj washed the feet. And then he was sprinkling that water on the whole family members. So this is very important, washing the feet of a saintly person when they come. So here it is said about the Atiti Seva here in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Also until 16.63 it is said, Bhakta Pada Dhuli Ara Bhakta Pada Jal Bhakta Bhukta Avishesha Tiro Mahadhal. This is the sloka. So Chaitanya Charitamrita Angelila, chapter 16, verse 60. Bhakta Pada Dhuli Ara Bhakta Pada Jal Bhakta Bhukta Avishesha Tiro Mahabal. Bhakta Pada Dhuli, the dust from the lotus feet of a devotee. Ara Bhakta Pada Jal, the water that is washed the lotus feet of a devotee, like Charanamrita, it's called Charanamrita. And Bhakta Bhukta Avishesha, the remnants of the prasad of the devotee becomes Mahaprasad. Tino Mahabal. It's very, very glorious or very powerful. Why? Why do we say these three things are very powerful? Why is it powerful? What is the speciality?
Because it is from the pure devotees.
Yeah, so it's from the pure devotees. So what happens when you take the dust of the lotus feet of pure devotees?
We will get purified.
It will purify us. Then
will be purified.
Sins are
That's it.
removed, Mataji.
Yes,
Sins are
Prabhu?
removed. Sins are removed.
Yes, the sins are removed. Then this is for purification. Then
What becomes purified?
what do we get from that?
Love of God.
Bhakti. From them we also get bhakti.
We get mercy. We get their mercy. That's very important. There is like sadhana siddhas, kripa siddhas. We just by doing sadhana, we can't just go back to Krishna. We need a lot of mercy. Right? Guru Krishna kripa pai kripa we need. yes, advance in bhakti, or yes, we can advance in bhakti. We get the mercy from the pure devotees when we do that. And Srila Prabhupada used to go all over the world by visiting. The devotees were fighting for the Charanamrita of Srila Prabhupada. You've seen some videos where they're doing Abhishek of Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet with milk and everything. That's Charanamrita. That's not different from a normal water. No, Charanamrita is very, very important, especially of a devotee. So they used to fight in Indradumna Maharaj, and somebody had a fight, actually not fight in the sense, in a nice way, that they distributed, whoever distributes the book and who has the maximum score can have the Charanamrita of Srila Prabhupada. So Indradumna Maharaj, his disciple, won the thing, and then he was able to take the Charanamrita of Prabhupada. So this is very important. The Pakta Pada Duli, that is the dust of the feet of a devotee, and the water that is washed the feet of a devotee, and remnants of food left by a devotee, they are very powerful substance. Why it's called very powerful? It has a lot of mercy. Just we can advance in Krishna consciousness just by doing this. So that's a dust of a devotee. That's very important, right? So did Krishna take the dust of a devotee?
Gopis.
Gopis.
Yes, gopis offered him when he was having headache.
And then gopis
Sudama.
and
Sudama Mata.
Sudama, that is Charanamrita. Then that's it. Yes. So Krishna, you know that story where Krishna had a headache, and then Krishna and Narad Muni is like, what can we do to relieve your headache? And Krishna was like, I need the dust of the lotus feet of my devotees. And nobody was ready to give, because if you give the dust to smear on Krishna's forehead, we're going to go to hell. But the gopis were ready. Gopis like, how many kilos you need? Just take Narada, because Krishna's headache should go. They're not worried they are in hell or heaven, doesn't matter for them. So the dust of the feet of a devotee is so precious that Krishna himself took the dust of the gopis. And also Sudama, when Sudama came, he washed the lotus feet of Sudama with so many tears. Now Krishna didn't have to use water. So much in ecstasy, he was meeting his dear friend, his devotee, and Krishna washed the lotus feet of Sudama. This is showing us example, And then who else? What about this one, Nanda Maharaj? So when Nanda Maharaj, with so much Valsalya, that you saw the picture is baby Krishna taking the slippers of Nanda Baba and going to Nanda Baba. Here is your slipper. So he put the slippers of his dear devotee Nanda Maharaj on the forehead and took the dust. And who took the dust of Krishna? Who has taken the dust of Krishna? Okay, I'll give a clue. It's a demon. That's Sujata Mataji, you know?
Oh, no.
Dhritarashtra.
Huh? Dhritarashtra. In Rajalila, it's in Vrindavan, a demon in Vrindavan. Krishna danced on his head.
Kalinga.
Yeah. Kaliya was so fortunate that Krishna kept his lotus feet. Yeah, so Krishna kept his lotus feet on top of Kaliya and started dancing. And even the Nagapatnis, Kaliya's wife was astonished. How come Krishna is dancing on Kaliya's head? Yes, Vijayendra Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. He was welcoming all the people when they were doing the Pandavas were doing the Indraprastha Mataji.
Doing that?
That they were hosting a party Mataji, Pandavas.
Hmm.
They were welcoming all the devotees, people Mataji.
Yeah.
For the Guru Pravesh Mataji.
Yeah, so Krishna was
he was
took the service of wearing the slippers, no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, so because Krishna wants to take the lotus feet of the pure devotees. So I mean the dust. So yes, so Nagapatni's Kaliya's wives were so shocked. How come Kaliya was so fortunate? He got the dust of the lotus feet of Krishna. So why? Because Kaliya took shelter of Yamuna, and Krishna gave that mercy. The dust of the feet of the devotee is very, very glorious. Even Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you take the pastimes where Sachimada offended Advaitacharya because of Advaitacharya, her first son Vishwarup took sannyas, and then the second son Vishwambar or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also took sannyas, and then she was offending Advaitacharya, saying that because of Advaitacharya, both the sons took sannyas, kind of an Vaishnava parat. So later on, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave Krishna Bhakti to everyone, love of God to everyone, so everyone asked, why don't you give Krishna Bhakti to Sachimata, your own mother? And he said she did Vaishnava aparat to Advaitacharya. Why? Because when we took sannyas, she offended him. So the only way she can overcome is take the dust of the lotus feet of Advaitacharya on her head. Then she can be relieved of her Vaishnava aparat. Hearing this, Advaitacharya fainted, and then the right moment, Sachimata was overhearing the conversation. She came running and took the dust off Advaitacharya on her head, and immediately she got Krishna Prema. She also fainted. So the dust of the lotus feet of devotee is so important. If we do Vaishnava Aparat, we are supposed to take the dust. But how do we take the dust? Can we just go and grab someone's feet and take the dust? What do we do? What do we do to take the dust of the lotus feet of devotees? What do we do? Simple way.
Wash the feet, Mata.
They won't allow to touch their feet.
Ask for forgiveness.
Mataji, seek the permission, touch the feet and then take.
No, they won't allow you. You can't ask permission and go touch anyone's feet. We're not supposed to touch brahmacharis or sannyasis' feet. You can't touch.
Seva.
What seva?
Invite them to their home.
So, how do you get the dust?
Follow them.
Huh?
You put water in their food and take that
But-
water and in our head we can take it.
How do we take? That's why I'm asking. They won't allow you to take.
Mercy.
How
On
do we get
the
it?
path, on the path they walk.
We can invite.
Okay, they come to your house and everything. You invite them and everything. But how do we take it and put it? That's what I'm asking. You can't just you can just pay obeisances, nah. You come to the temple or you go to the temple, you go to the dham, you pay obeisances. What is happening when you pay obeisance or namaskara? Your head is touching on the floor, and then we dust of so many devotees. Just all the dust will come to your head. So the simple way is, yes, invite. If some sadhus come to your house, pay obeisances right there. You're not supposed to touch the feet of a brahmachari or a sannyasi or any Vaishnavas. We're not supposed to touch the feet. What happens? The karma gets exchanged. Not supposed to touch. You pay obeisance on the Mother Earth at a distance. And when you pay obeisances, there's so much dust already on the floor. The best way is pay obeisances in the temple. When you come to the temple and pay obeisance, all the dust of all the pure devotees will be there. That's why they go to the Vrajatam and they roll on the dust, because Krishna himself walked on that dust. No? You can just you pay obeisances. That's the best way to take the dust from their lotus feet. Okay, and so the Aditi Seva is so important, and here it is said in the Adya Leela, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Atiti Viprera Ana Kaila Atina Bhara Pachi Gupta Se Vipra Karila Nishtara. So what Brahmana visited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's house as an Atiti. He came as a guest. And then what did they do? They gave him all the paraphernalia to cook. You know that story where Nimai, a small boy, the Brahmana was cooking and was offering. Nimai used to crawl and come and eat the offering. And the Brahmana was like, I offered to Gopal and Nimai spoiled my offering. And then second time he cooked. Third time he cooked. Still Nimai had. And that he showed the form that he is Krishna. But then in this past time, Prabhupada explains how Jagannath Mishra and Vishwarup, they all were so worried that the Brahmana could not have his prasad. And they begged him, please make the prasad again, because the Brahmana will eat whatever he cooks. He doesn't eat what others cook. So much Atiti Seva was happening and was showing by example. Okay, so that is why. And you should not consider these dust of the lotus feet or Charanamrita as normal water. It is said in Padma Puran, Acharya Vishnu Shiladir Guru Shur Naramatir Vaishnave Jatir Buddhir Vishnurva Vaishnavanam Kalimala Mathane Padatirte Ambu Buddhi Shri Vishnur Namni Mantre Sakala Kalushahi Shabda Samanya Buddhir Vishnu Sarveshwara Shetad Itara Samadhir Yasyava Naraki Saha. So it said, no one should consider the deity of the temple made up of just stone or wood. No one should consider the spiritual master as an ordinary person. No one should consider Vaishnava to belong to a particular caste or creed. And no one should consider the Charanamrita or Ganges water to be like ordinary water. No one should consider the Mahamantra to be just a material vibration. Why? All these are just but Krishna's mercy. All these expansions of Krishna, these are expansions of Krishna, and they demonstrate Lord's mercy for the devotees. So we should not consider the Charanamrit as just ordinary water. They kept Charanamrit as like, oh, it's just ordinary water and I don't want it. No, Charanamrit is not different from Ganges water, or it's the mercy of Krishna that's coming. And whoever does this, offenses go to hell. So that's why it's very important to take the dust of the lotus feet. And also in Jayadeva Goswami's Gita Govinda, Krishna himself says, Smaragarala Kandanam, Mama Shirasi Mandanam, Dehi Pada Pallavam Mudaram, Priye Charushile, Munjamai Manandanam. So he wanted the feet, Radharani's feet, to be on the head of Krishna. So this is a real nice pastime. It's a very important verse. And Krishna himself, Jagannath himself, came and wrote this verse in Jayadeva Goswami's Gita Govinda. So also says that taking the dust of the lotus feet of a devotee, washing the feet of a devotee is so important as a part of Aditi Seva. Nowadays, it doesn't happen. And all these culture has gone. But then what you can do is just pay obeisances when the devotees come to your house, and also when you go to the temple, so that you get the dust. And any offenses, Vaishnava Aparad that is done, will just get nullified just by taking the dust of the lotus feet of a devotee. So that's why it's very important. And Bhakta Pada Duli, or Bhakta Pada Chal, Bhakta Kuta Avishesha, Vira Mahabal. So conditioned soul like us, we need the mercy to come. So the best way is to take the dust of the lotus feet of Lord's devotees, and also Krishna's. When you go to the Vrajatam, where Krishna walked there without his slippers, barefoot, it's a devotees roll on the Vrajatam or Vraja. That means the dust of Vrindavan. So this is how Prithu Maharaj washed the feet of the Kumaras, and he became glorious. He became glorious by the blessings. So whenever we are householders, in the Vedic system, householders invite saintly people. Why? So that they get the blessings. It's not for them. It's not for the saintly people go from house to house. There's so many house programs, everything is happening, and the devotees, they go so that they can give the mercy. So that's why. So Prabhupada says at least a word welcome has to be there. So I'll stop by saying that when Prahlad Maharaj was asked, you are the greatest devotee, Prahlad Maharaj said to Narad Muni, I'm not the greatest devotee. Why? When Narasimhadev came to my house, I didn't welcome him. He was an Atithi in my house. I didn't welcome him. I didn't even give a seat to sit for Narasimhadev. He sat on the throne of my father. I didn't give water to drink to Narasimhadev. He drank the blood of my father. I didn't even put a garland around Narasimhadev. He put the intestine of my father around his neck. So when the Prahlad Maharaj is like, I could not receive the guest as the Lord came as a guest in my house, and I could not receive him well. So what type of devotee am I? So just in a funny way, he says. And so it's very important to receive, especially devotees at our house. And in case we're not able to do that at any cost, go to the temple and offer obeisances. In that way, we get a lot of mercy. So now Prithu Maharaj is welcoming the four Kumaras. Four Kumaras are great devotees. You can see in the next slokas how four Kumaras are the greatest devotees, and they came to Prithu Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Chaitanya Charanam reference is given to devotees, Yagnesh and Varadacharya, how they offer devotional service to the disciples of Brahmacharya. Yes. And also here it is mentioned how Durvasa Muni went with his 60,000 disciples to the Pandavas. And you know the story of Akshay Patra. So where that so much Krishna gave that the sun god Surya Dev gave to Yudhishthira the Akshay Patra. And whoever comes and how many guests come, so much food keeps coming from it. But the problem is when Draupadi, when she has the food, and no more food remains. And finally, Draupadi also had food that day, and purposely in Rasa and Durvasa Muni and his disciples, and they went to take a bath. They were so hungry, and Draupadi already finished her food, and there was nothing remained. Krishna came, and there was like small piece of rice, a shak or something, vegetables on the side, and Krishna had it. And the whole Durvasa Muni and all his disciples were like burping, and they were full, because Yasmin Tushtan Jagat Tushti. Krishna is satisfied, everyone is satisfied. So whatever you cook, you offer to Krishna and then take, then everyone gets satisfied. Hare Krishna, any questions, comments? Yes, Dinesh Prabhu.
It was that was Narad or Uddhav who took the dust of the feet of gopis for Krishna.
That I'm not sure. I'm not sure from whom. I think it was Narad Muni, no? Does anyone know? Uddhav went with the letter to the gopis. Uddhav, when Krishna was in separation from Radharani, Krishna came out of Vrindavan. Krishna sent Uddhava with a letter. So Uddhava had transcendental knowledge, but he was not knowing what Prajaprema was. So Uddhava took the letter from Krishna to the gopis, and everyone, because Uddhava resembles Krishna in the color and complexion and everything, they thought it's Krishna, but then it was not Krishna. And he read the letter to the gopis. Krishna, and also Uddhava took the message to the Brajavasis, including Nanda Baba, Yashoda Maya. But about the dust, I heard it was Narad Muni.
Okay.
I don't know the reference. Yeah.
Thank you much. I don't know the reference, but I went in
Yeah,
childhood.
Anjali Mataji confirms it's Narad Muni. Okay.
Thanks.
Uddhava took the letter to Vrindavan. Not he didn't take the dust. Uddhava was not knowing the glories of the gopis. Later on, when Krishna sent Uddhava purposely, then Uddhava came to know. Because how much of a transcendental knowledge Uddhava said to the gopis were like pure love of Krishna, and they were not so educated or qualified, but their love was Shuddha Madhurya Rasa, and Uddhava was shocked to see Braja Prema. And but it was Narad Muni who actually took the dust. Okay, so that's why Krishna wears Gopi Chandan. The Gopi Chandan is actually the dust of the gopis. It's said in Dwaraka and Vrindavan and Mathura and mixed with sandal. And Krishna wears the Gopi Chandan. And whoever wears it, Yamadutas don't come near us. Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone get back to chanting. Thank you for joining. Panchakalpadrupasya Kripasindevacha Patitanam Pavanebhya Vaishnavibharam Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Granthar Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai.